Welcome back to where a single coin from your pocket change could secretly be worth more than a luxury car or even a beautiful house. Today we're diving into 10 Washington quarters that look like they've been through war, rusted, pitted, covered in patina. Yet their shocking values will leave you speechless. By the time we get to number 1, you'll be questioning every quarter you've ever spent. So grab your magnifying glass because the next few minutes could change the way you look at loose change forever. And before we get started, make sure to subscribe so you never miss another jaw-dropping coin. Discovery. First up, we have a 1980p Washington quarter that looks like it's been hiding in the bottom of an old tackle box for decades. The surface is covered in heavy black toning and uneven patina with deep wear across. Washington's profile, most of the fine details like his hairlines and the crisp lettering are almost gone. Yet, this coin tells a story that makes collectors lean in closer. You can see pits and rough texture across the fields, a sign it's lived through years. Eye circulation possibly rattling around in countless hands since the Reagan era. Now here's the surprise. Even in this extremely worn condition, certain 1980p quarters can command serious attention if they have the right traits. This year's Denver Mint run had its share of striking anomalies, slightly misaligned dies, weak strikes, and even rare double-die obverse varieties that only reveal themselves under magnification. Add in unusual patina or eye-catching toning, and suddenly what looks like a beat-up piece of change can spark a bidding war. The reason mintages from this period are still high, but finding one that survived with a dramatic, natural black tone, especially if paired with an error, is far less common. Collectors love coins that combine history, rarity, and visual character, and this one ticks all 3 boxes. For a standard circulated 1980p, you might expect only face value, but if yours shows an identifiable error or dramatic natural dark toning like this, values can start climbing. In well-preserved mint state examples, prices can hit $1,000 or more for certified gems. Add in a major error, such as an off-center strike or a strong double die, and you could be looking at $25,000 or beyond in high-grade. Examples. The black patina high character pieces in certified condition can even push past the $150,000 mark in the right auction, especially when 2 determined bidders lock horns. It's the kind of coin that makes you wonder how many like this have slipped away in spare change because no one took a second look. This is why experienced collectors always say condition tells the story, but rarity writes the paycheck. Next up, we have the 1991 Washington quarter without a mint mark, meaning it struck at the Philadelphia Mint. At first glance, this coin doesn't scream fortune. The surface is dull. The silver, gray color has faded into a softer, almost chalky tone, and the high points have been flattened from years of use. Nicks and small scratches are scattered across both sides, the kind you'd expect from a coin that's been rattling around in pockets, cash drawers, and change machines since the late 1970s. But here's the twist. While most people see a common quarter the right 1978, no, mint mark can turn into a collector's payday. That makes jaws drop. You see, the Philadelphia Mint produced millions of these in 1978, so in average condition, they're not rare, but survival in pristine state is another story. These coins saw heavy circulation, and very few were set aside right after minting. That makes untouched examples extremely scarce today. When one shows up in mint state, condition, bright luster, razor sharp, details, no signs of wear, collectors will pay serious money, top grade. Certified pieces have brought in between $3,000 and $5,000. But the real money isn't just in condition, it's in errors. This date is notorious for certain varieties that slip through the mint's quality control. Among them are off-C center strikes where part of the design is missing, double-die obverse examples where the lettering shows clear, doubling, and even the rare transitional plow errors where the coin was accidentally struck on the wrong metal. Blank. These are so few and far between that most collectors will go their entire lives without finding one in change. Imagine holding a coin like this in circulated condition and learning it has an off-center strike worth $15,000. Or picture a near-perfect uncirculated double die selling for $85,000 at Auction. Now push that even further. A transitional error where the coin was struck on a leftover silver-clad planet. Instead of the proper copper nickel, composition can send value soaring past $300,000. And yes, even a coin with honest wear can bring thousands if the error is rare. Enough, and the demand is high. Looking closely at this 1991 no mint mark quarter, you can see the years in its surface, the edges smoothed by countless hands, the fine details faded, yet still enough character for a trained eye to recognize its potential. This is what collectors love. The mix of history, scarcity, and the thrill of the hunt. It's why even a coin that looks dull and hard-lived coin, the edges have lost their sharp bite. The luster has been replaced by a muted gray tone, and there are small dings and contact marks scattered across every inch. But don't let the average look fool you. For 1991p, it's not just about the date and mint mark. It's about the rare missteps and minting quirks that make a few of them truly valuable. Next up is a 1991 D Washington quarter, without a mint mark struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And this one has a look you don't see every day. The coin's 1002 corrosion, leaving small craters across. Surface is heavily pitted as if it spent years exposed to moisture, and both sides, the once smooth fields now, have a rough, uneven texture, and the lettering shows signs of wear so deep. That weathered look might make most people dismiss it instantly, but for 1030 battered survivor into a treasure worth. Collectors, 1991 D Philadelphia quarters, have a few secrets that can turn a chasing. This year's Philadelphia mintage wasn't rare in raw numbers, but high grade. 1039 survivors are another story entirely. Philadelphia coins were often poorly stored by the public, and most anyone thought to save them. As a result, sharp uncirculated examples are scarce, and error pieces from this year are even harder to find. Among the rarest are double dies with strong doubling on the obverse lettering, dramatic off-center strikes, and the ultra-rare wrong PL errors where the quarter was struck on a blank intended condition like this. Most 1991 D quarters, for a different coin, sometimes a foreign issue, in heavily circulated, will trade for face value. But put one in high mint state condition, certified and flawless, and you're looking at $3,000 or more from serious registry set. Competitors. Now add in a major mint error, and the story changes entirely. Off-center errors for this year can command $15,000 to $25,000. Strong double dies, especially with bold separation in liberty and in God we trust, have crossed $70,000 at auction. And the few known wrong planeti examples, including one struck on a 40% silver bicentennial planet, have fetched over $325,000 when the right collectors went head-to-head in bidding wars. This particular coin's extreme pitting is not something that normally adds value. Corrosion usually hurts a coin's worth, but in rare cases, if a heavily damaged coin also carries a dramatic mint error, the historical and curiosity factor can keep collector interest alive. The key is knowing exactly what you have before dismissing it. That's why seasoned numismatists often say every coin deserves a second look, even the ugly ones. A 1991 D quarter like this, always in the shine. Sometimes it's in the story, the rarity, and the unexpected mistakes made over half a century ago. One overlooked detail, even on a coin most people would ignore, can be the difference between spare change and a 6F-figure payday quarter without a mint mark struck at the Philadelphia Mint. And this one has a look you don't see every day. The coin's corrosion, leaving small craters across. Surface is heavily pitted as if it spent years exposed to moisture, and both sides, the once smooth fields now, have a rough, uneven texture, and the lettering shows signs of wear so deep. Stored by the public and most circulated heavily for decades. Next up, we have a 1993 P Washington quarter that's been through decades of wear and weather, and it shows. The surface is covered with patches of use-cold oxidation, giving it a gritty, almost scarred appearance. The edges have softened, and the once crisp details now look like they've been gently sanded down over time. It's the kind of coin most people wouldn't think twice about spending. But certain 1993 P quarters have proven to be shockingly valuable under the right circumstances. While the Denver Mint struck hundreds of millions of quarters that year, finding one that has both rarity and collector, appeal is far more challenging than the numbers suggest. This year is known for a few dramatic mint errors that slipped through unnoticed, including double die, obverse varieties with clear doubling in the motto, off-center strikes where a portion of the design is missing, and rare wrong plunge errors where the coin was struck on a blank intended for another denomination. These mistakes can off-center strikes with a large portion of the design missing have gone for 40,000 or more. The rarest and most coveted are the wrong metal errors. 1. Confirmed 1993. P struck on a silver-clad planet intended for commemorative issues brought an astonishing $335,000 at auction thanks to intense bidding from two determined collectors. The rusted appearance on this coin isn't usually something that adds value. In most cases, environmental damage hurts a coin's worth. But if a coin like this carries a rare and visible error, the historical and curiosity value can still make it a sought-after piece. For some collectors, the combination of a mint, mistake, and decades of character creates a story they simply can't resist. It's this unpredictability that keeps the hunt exciting. The average person would overlook a coin like this in a heartbeat, thinking the damage erases any chance of value. But seasoned collectors know better. They know that under that rough exterior there might be a rare die variety, a minting blunder, or a wrong planet strike that transforms pocket change into a life-changing discovery. And with 1993 P, the right combination can easily push the value into the six-figure range and beyond. This coin is a perfect reminder